Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about Melania. She went to the Children's Hospital to read a Christmas book to the children. She really should have let Usha Vance go. You know, usually when you read to children, as I used to read to my son, like many of you probably read to your children and grandchildren, a lot of times the kids want to hear the story and they want to see the pictures, and that's how you read to children. And she never did show the children the pictures, and you're going to see Michelle Obama and Jill Biden and how they read compared to Melania, and just her voice alone, and it just she don't come off real well reading to kids. And I was like, did this woman ever read to Baron? Maybe she didn't. I don't know. Maybe she had the maids do it. I don't know. But it came off really terrible. But you'll see as we get into this story. So let me go ahead. First of all, let me share one thing with you before we even get into the story. Over on Etsy, ladies and gentlemen, from the 5th of December until the 24th, the entire store is 30% off. So you still have an opportunity to get things at a discount for the next few weeks. So the code is Cyber30, but it should automatically come off. Even if you don't put the promo code in, you should still get the discount. So that's from the 5th to the 24th. And then after the 24th, there'll also be another discount leading up to the New Year's for the Gentiles. So make sure you get your items at a discount when you can. Okay. All right. So now let's get to this video. All right, y'all. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Yes. Thank you, everybody. She's just another example of a rich person that is very mediocre with money. That's all. It's lots of them. Including her husband. They're rich, they're very mediocre, but they got a lot of money. We've seen many of them. Sarah Palin, George W. Bush. We didn't see many of these mediocre people with a lot of money. It's tons of them in America. All of the founding fathers, all of them. We done seen tons of them, right? So she's no different, but it just astonishes me how certain people get propped up, and when you really get to see them in action, it's always disappointing. They never fail to disappoint you. And like I said, maybe they next year, instead of sending Melania, send Usha instead. Send Usha. She probably would have done a better job. At least she's an attorney. This one, only thing she's notable for is being an escort, Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, before marrying Donald Trump. So, those are her accomplishments under her belt. So let's get into it, y'all.
Does he go head first, or feet first, or neither? Does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Does his suit get sooty because chimney have soot? And then does Santa do laundry before he goes to the next house?
Melania Trump read a Christmas book to children today. Take a listen.
Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might.
We need to bring back American first ladies.
How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt?
Why she's not showing the kids pictures?
To the size of a mouse.
What is this?
Or strap.
Not even
There's
a mouse.
Joe Biden.
The stockings were hung by the chimney.
Reading like a normal person.
in hopes that Saint
Showing
Nicholas
pictures to the
soon
children.
would be.
Let's look at Michelle.
Night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature
Does
was
she show
stirring,
pictures?
not even a mouse.
Oh, she does.
It's very quiet.
She does. My point really is just that that's weird. Why would you not show pictures of the picture book that you're reading to the children? It's like she's like reading it for her own enjoyment. It's just weird.
So today I will read the book, How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney? How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse? Or stretch out like taffy and step in one leg at a time? Maybe Santa can turn into fire, but probably not. Does he go head first? Or feet first? Or neither? Does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better.
You know who can read? Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Barbara Bush, not Melania Trump. Just leave the book for the kids. Thank you. Like, what was she saying? The green goggles, Santa and his green goggles. Like, what?
Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight? No. The twinkling light.
That please, because I cannot understand the words you're saying. Where are you? Where are you from? Where are you from? Beautiful accent, but we can't understand what you're saying. Could you say that louder, please?
Yes.
You're gonna have to go louder.
If it's a dog that licks, and take a cookie or two.
It can't understand a word he's saying. It's not it's the accent. It's a little bit tough for me to hear that.
Can I try again?
How about
Mini the same way he comes down. And I have no idea how Santa does that. But I'm so glad he can.
word he's saying? It's not it's the accent. It's a little bit tough for me to hear that.
Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight? No, the twinkling lights on the tree will make enough light for Santa to see, tiptoeing past chairs without bumping his knee, to leave a present or two or three, and get a kiss from the dog, if it's a dog that licks, and take a cookie or two or three, and then leave. Santa goes up the chimney the same way he comes down, and I have no idea how Santa does that. But I'm so glad he can.
Thank you for opportunity to read story to children for Christmas. How does Santa do it? A story. How does to Santa do it? Go down chimneys with fat belly? He probably do not fit like husband. But Christmas is about to magic happen one day a year. But if you ask me, Walter Reed be having magic happen in convention all the time. Stop my magic from happening is my one Christmas wish. Okay. How does Santa go without getting too dirty? From house to house, does suit get sooty? Soot, sooty, dirty. House suit get dirty. Does he wear to next house, get other house too dirty? I think he should get to have housekeeper. We can get dry clean suit, and I think Santa bad businessman to me. He needs to send to other people to deliver gifts. He's been big brand for long time. He's not good business. This is not right. But it's Christmas and he is ho ho ho. He goes ho 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 unless he flies over Navy, in which case he goes, oh yeah, Navy. That's what he says. He flies with the reindeer to him. They go over, oh yeah, Navy. Even all the way to California, where there are people who are probably on naughty list, maybe named Gavin. I don't know. I'm just spitball to you. Anyway, you will all get too many presents, not from guarantee, but it's for economy get too much better for under President Trump, who sends well wishes, and I say Christmas is soon to be over. Thank God.
Thank you for having me here. Hello, Santa and Mrs. Claus. So today I will read the book, How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney? How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse? Santa goes up the chimney the same way he comes down, and I have no idea how Santa does that. But I'm so glad he can. I'm sure Santa will visit all of you this Christmas and bring you a lot of toys. So I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I wish you a lot of strength and love. My husband, President, is sending love and best wishes as well. Good morning. So thank you so much, Kaylin, for a beautiful introduction. And thank you, Faith and Riley. You all look beautiful. Thank you for having me here. Hello, Santa and Mrs. Claus. So today I will read the book, How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney? How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse? Or stretch out like taffy and step in one leg at a time? Maybe Santa can turn into fire, but probably not. Does he go head first, or feet first, or neither? Does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Does his suit get sooty because chimney have soot? And then does Santa do laundry before he goes to the next house? And if you don't have a chimney, what happens then? Maybe Santa knows about the key under the flower pot, even thought nobody's ever supposed to mention the key under the flower pot. So how would he find out about that? Does he flatten himself and slide under your door? Or does he slip through the pipes and come out of your faucet? Or if you have got a mail slot, I bet Santa folds up like a letter and has a reindeer popping through. And I bet the stamp on Santa is one of those Santa stamps too. Dogs must like Santa very much, or else they bark. He probably carries treats in his pocket and knows just where every dog lies in the dark. Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight?
Y'all, they should have just let Usha Vance step in. She been doing the first lady duties anyway, because Melania is hardly in DC. But I don't know why, but for some reason she wanted to take this task on after not doing first lady duties all through 2025. She showed up for this though, right? Okay, she showed up for this. I would have been bored out of my mind listening to her. She's not interesting at all. You know, at least when Michelle was reading, she had a lot of expression, you know? But man, she is boring. Not only that, she's stammering through it and she's boring. And boy, Donald Trump, your wife is definitely DEI. When you say DEI, your wife is definitely the face of DEI. The first DEI president's wife in the history of the country. His wife is DEI. Wow. In all the years that she's been in this country, she still sounds like she just got here yesterday. Okay? She sounds like she just got here yesterday. Mm, 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 mm. Wow. And I have to agree with the people. She didn't even show the pictures to the children. Damn, you mean to tell me you had to look at the book to the point where you couldn't turn it? After you read the page, you should have at least turned it to the children and let them see the pictures. She didn't even do that. She just kept right on reading and didn't show one picture, didn't show what the book looked like. Nothing. Nothing. And I was like, "You never read even you should have known you never read The Baron when he was little?" She probably didn't. She probably paid the babysitter to do it or nanny, whoever they had a nanny to do it. Yeah, yeah, I did. I catch she says chimney instead of chimney. She says chimney. Mhm. Yeah, well, this went viral. A lot of people were laughing about this and saying this was absolutely embarrassing. Donald Trump don't have no shame about this, but he'll talk about other foreigners and overlook the fact that his wife sounds like the worst foreigner of them all. So y'all, I just wanted y'all to see this. I figure you could use a good laugh. you know, and the thing is, I think Usha Vance got less of an accent than she does, than Melania. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely come together to do this again. But yeah, this was kind of hilarious. So, y'all, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I might do one more. I have not decided. It has really been kind of a rough week because, it was a lot of orders and it was kind of hard keeping up, but I was able to keep up though. So all the orders went out. I got a bunch that have to go out from the weekend, and I already got those ready to go first thing in the morning. So as long as I get your order before midnight, it will go out tomorrow. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll be back to do this all over again. Shalom, family.